Penguin Random House presents Leapfrog, 6 Practices to Thrive by Mukesh Sud and Priyank Narayan. Read by
Mukesh Sud
and Priyank Narayan. For our students who teach us every day. Introduction. A Banana Republic. This was O. Henry, the writer describing Honduras in 1904. The sobriquet has stuck. This tropical country in Central America has another side. With more than 6,000 species of vascular plants, Honduras is known for its rainforests, hurricanes, and of course bananas. In 1996, the government wanted to build a bridge across the Choluteca River. 2 years later, a Japanese firm completed construction of a 484-meter-long structure that spanned the river. A marvel in engineering, it was a proud moment for every Honduran. The locals christened it the Bridge of the Rising Sun. That year, Honduras was hit by Hurricane Mitch. In 4 days, it brought 6 feet of rain, which the country normally got in 6 months. There was widespread destruction. Rivers flooded their banks and 7,000 people died. All the bridges in Honduras were damaged or destroyed except one, the Choluteca Bridge. There was, however, a problem. After the hurricane, the roads on either sides of the bridge had disappeared. The river had altered its course and now ran besides, not beneath the bridge. The Choluteca Bridge became a bridge to nowhere. The Choluteca Bridge is a metaphor for the uncertainty around us. It is a reminder that the problems we're attempting to solve may have changed. Today, our mantra can no longer be built to last. Rather, it should be built to thrive. Leapfrog is a concept in industrial organizations where new entrants move ahead of its competitors. This is true for firms, societies, and even individuals. In each case, the incumbent, who's wedded to the status quo, fails to anticipate changes that a newer player can foresee. Economists tell us that leapfrogging is a response by smaller and more nimble players to significant changes in the external environment. During these times, prior experience and existing knowledge are worthless. They may even be a hindrance. Like an agile firm, you too can leapfrog to a new future. The research-based insights and curated stories in this book will help you adopt a growth mindset and learn new practices with it. These practices and pillars that support them reinforce each other in a way that you'll soon discover. We have taught at liberal arts universities and business schools for nearly 2 decades. Many of the stories in this book are those of our students and alumni, who've taught us as much and sometimes more than we have taught them. Using evidence-based outcomes and research across many disciplines, we've identified practices and pillars to help you thrive at work and in life. We've woven stories and anecdotes around many of these concepts. This will enable you to connect the ideas in Leapfrog with your real-world experiences. We've drawn inferences from research and highlighted connections with the world of practice. We would like you to deliberate on these ideas and adopt those that work for you. We hope that the practices in this book and the pillars that support them will help you leapfrog to the future you want. A sneak peek. The US Spelling Bee has been dubbed the Indian Super Bowl. Since 2008, 21 of the 24 champions have been of Indian origin. How did these American Indian children memorize so many words in the dictionary? They had grit. It helped them overcome obstacles and challenges to achieve their long-term goals. Recruiters at the US Military Academy found that grit score effectively identifies cadets who are likely to graduate than those who might quit. In Chapter 1, you will learn ways to develop grit by engaging in deliberate practice, refining your mental maps, and embracing boredom. Do you realize that you're constantly being nudged when buying an airline ticket online, or at the checkout counter while paying for groceries, and even when browsing a website? At Schiphol International Airport, the image of a small fly in the urinal nudges men to aim more accurately. This has reduced spillage by 80%. Chapter 2 will show you how to nudge yourself. Making an incremental progress towards your goals and celebrating small wins could be one of them. By being aware of your biases, you can even nudge yourself to exercise regularly, play a musical instrument, or even sign up and complete an online course. Many of our students would like to work for Google. By learning to fail well, they can improve their chances of getting a job there. Companies want candidates with intellectual humility who accept limits to their knowledge and are ready to learn from others. Chapter 3 is about cultivating a growth mindset. Writing a resume of your failures can be the first step in that journey. Manjul Bhargava, one of the youngest tenured professors at Princeton, saw connections between maths, music, and Sanskrit. His ability to segue across disciplines has won him a Fields Medal, the equivalent of a Nobel Prize for mathematics. In Chapter 4, you will learn about wicked problems and how dancing with disciplines will help you look at them differently. This is why teams with people from diverse backgrounds, from fiction engineers and archaeologists to musicians and engineers, achieve better results. You will also find out the magic that can happen when ideas have sex. How can you extract meaning and knowledge from the deluge of information around you? Find out in Chapter 5, which describes the art of curation. Using simple rules, curation will help you bring order to chaos and become better at making decisions. A study found that shoppers are 10 times more likely to buy jam when they have a choice of 6 flavors rather than 24. Those with fewer options are also happier with their purchase. To curate, you need to narrow your choices with simple rules and identify bullshit. No wonder Warren Buffett wanted his personal pilot to follow the 5x25 rule to achieve his goals. Do you remember the old proverb, "A bird in hand is worth 2 in the bush"? It may be more relevant than you think. When the future is difficult to predict, expert entrepreneurs depend on this and other similar mantras to make decisions. In Chapter 6, you will also find out how the concept of a crazy quilt can help you build partnerships. Entrepreneurial thinking is more than just starting a venture. It can be an approach to life. The practices you will read in this book are building blocks to navigate your future. The book concludes with a toolkit that will enable you to plan and work purposefully towards your goals. It will guide you through the steps to craft a personal journey map. You will take stock of your current repertoire, identify the opportunities ahead, and plan a way to get there. Many of our students have used the toolkit to imagine and then find a path towards their goals. All the chapters in this book have a "so what" section. Once a student asked, "Fine, Professor, I've learned a new practice and its underlying pillars. How can I use them?" The "so what" section will tell you how. The practices in Leapfrog will prevent your career from getting disrupted, your education being outdated, and your skills becoming irrelevant. Reading this book will ensure that unlike the bridge over the Chalutika River, you will thrive. Always. Please refer.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?